Hey, Sam here. I just had an awesome conversation with Cody, a real estate agent here in Calgary on Andy Vu's team. And Cody started taking appointments from us about 2 weeks ago. And a first day out the gate, he met an awesome buyer, thought he had him closed for sure, but the deal fell through, so he's still following up with that person. He's working with another, what do you say, 6 or 7 clients who will close within the next 30 days, he believes. And so awesome results right out the gate. We also talked about when it's the best time to get an in-house ISA, that's somebody to call and follow up with your whole database until those people are actually ready to meet you in person, sign a buyer rep agreement, go for a private showing, or have you list their property. And then we talked about a few ways to kind of systemize his CRM to better help him and his team with the whole follow-up process. So great video, just a few minutes long, and let's dive right in. Cool. Okay, Cody. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give me a little bit of a recap on how things have been, and then we'll talk about ways to systemize things to support scale, like we're talking on the phone. Um, how long has it been so far that you've been taking leads and appointments?
It's been about only 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, within the last 2 weeks. Okay. How many appointments or live transfers have you taken within that time period?
I'm not getting the live transfers because they're being transferred to Andy right now. I think he wants them switched over to me because Andy never really answers his phone anyways. But for leads, I think you've been generating about 2 leads a day consistently. And like I'd say about half of the leads are set up on searches, and I've met with maybe 3 or 4 people.
Like in person kind of thing?
Yeah, out of the 14 days. But I've been like crazy busy too. Like I've been like I had two houses sold in the last two weeks. So
Hey.
yeah, so I've been busy myself. So like even like I have a ton of leads I still have to follow up with, right? So
Totally,
yeah.
totally. It might not be bad getting your own like getting another ISA just to follow up with people who you've already talked with.
That's exactly what me and Andy were talking about, and honestly, getting like an ISA here in Calgary, just so like because like really like I'm doing the second ISA, like we could have that assistant ISA
Mhm.
that is literally just like I think that's the next point is instead of me setting the appointments, getting the ISA to set the appointment will be like boom. That's like the next nail in the coffin for us where that eliminates me even having to make phone calls or like I'm not doing preliminary, somebody else is doing preliminary, so I can just focus on my best use of time, right?
Agreed, agreed. Yeah, that's actually the model we've switched to. So now we host a mastermind where instead
Yeah,
of just generating leads for you and having our inside sales team call your leads,
yeah,
we actually for agents now we're helping them set up their own campaigns. So it's like
yeah,
super custom for them. And then we actually just give them their own fully trained ISA that works for them exclusively for
yeah,
$5 an hour. And it's a little bit better of a system. Actually, it's a lot better for a few reasons, but one of them is because that ISA can take somebody from instead of just that initial qualification appointment, they can follow up with them after and do like send paperwork and set them up on searches and follow up till they're actually like ready to buy, you know. I'll show you an example here, which is real cool for our agent in Dallas, Texas. I think it was this one. Yeah, so see, so this was super recent, just last few days. So she did that initial qualification call. What are you interested in? Timeline, budget, and then pre-approved. Great. And then she was the one that actually set him up on a ML like a home search, right? Because Brian got her access to the MLS, so she was able to send that custom home search to them.
yeah,
Right? And then she's following up every day after that. So called, said he saw the community day send. He's interested in these specific ones. And then she's sending him the paperwork to fill out a buyer rep agreement. And then he said he'll fill out buyer rep agreement. So she's getting people like interested in a specific home, sending the paperwork, getting them signed up to the agent. And then the agent meets them, and they're already like his client, like on paper. Like how cool is that?
that's honestly like insane, the fact that she had the buyer rep, because like that's the hardest, like the hardest part of it, right? Like because like I mean like selling a house, the house sells itself, right? You take people around. The hardest part is getting the buyers like signed. So I mean, if the ISA takes care of the easiest part of the transaction, it makes the whole job a lot easier.
Yeah, maybe something to think about, in the future. Maybe we can all meet when Andy's back and see if that might, be a little bit more helpful. But well, okay, so you're getting 2 leads a day, and by leads you mean like the appointments booked kind of thing?
Yeah. I'm not looking at the leads that are generated. I'm only the appointments set, right?
Got it. Okay. And then and then you met 4 or 5 people. What are how are they feeling out? Are they likely to close, or a couple of them, or?
Yeah, like honestly, like the first day you guys generated a lead, like it was a live transfer. The first live transfer I got, that guy sold him on a house. Like that was the first lead I even generated from you guys, and he couldn't get approved for a mortgage. So that was just just it's a numbers game. You can't do anything about that. And then like so far set a lot of people up on searches. I'd say we're in a little bit of a weird market. The market kind of slowed down a little bit. Buyers are a little bit more hesitant because of all this, like, oh, the market's gonna crash fear, right? So I feel like like 50% I'm getting in contact with, and they're good, and then 25% are like actively buying right now, right?
Yeah.
So I'd say like you're probably getting like I'm probably getting like 1 or 2 active buyers a week, like that are like actively looking to buy in the next 30 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're on track to close something within the next 30 days for sure.
Yeah,
Hey?
for sure. Like it would be weird if I didn't.
Right. Plus a bunch of nurtures, down the road.
Yeah, exactly. And then the rest are nurtures, right? And like you said, if you have somebody that's setting them up on the search, like that, this is the daunting task of like, anybody can take information and anybody can, input it into pillar 9. It's not rocket science. So if they're taking that out and just setting the showings and the meeting appointments, it's a game changer.
Totally. And that's the objective, the private showing or a listing appointment if it's a seller. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, appreciate you sharing that, Cody. Like I said, let's get together with Andy once he's back and look at how we can improve things. But for now, let's add a few columns to your high-level account, your CRM,
For sure.
which will make it easier to follow up with those people going forward.
Okay.